Victor Wembanyama might be in big trouble. He may have crossed the line with Jalen Brunson in Game 3 of the NBA Finals. People are already talking suspension. Could Wemby sit out Game 4? Here's what happened. With 4:44 left in the first quarter, things got heated. Josh Hart brought the ball up. Brunson and Wembanyama were battling for space near the free throw line. They pushed, they bumped, then Wembanyama used his left arm to shove Brunson, who had a grip on his jersey near the neck. The shove sent Brunson stumbling. He had to catch himself on the floor. Fans in the arena went wild. But guess what? No whistle, no call. Play just kept going. Brunson jumped up and got in Wembanyama's face, but Wembanyama had already turned away, smirking like nothing happened. That one image, Brunson pointing at a man who's 7'4", became the moment everyone remembers from this game. Not because of the score, because of what it meant next. The Spurs walked into Game 3 down 0-2 in the series. They needed to fight. Wembanyama set the tone early and then went off, dropping 32 points, 8 rebounds, 6 assists, his best finals game yet. San Antonio never trailed again after a big three from Julian Champagny. The Spurs won 115-111 and cut the series to 2-1. But nobody was talking about the score. Everyone was talking about the missed call. Brunson got hit with a flagrant, when Wembanyama got nothing. That difference blew up online right after the game. Clips spread fast, and one question kept popping up. How does that not get called? Here's why this matters so much. 4 flagrant foul points in one postseason means an automatic one-game suspension. Wembanyama already had 2 points, both from one earlier play, so he was already halfway to sitting out a finals game. If this shove got upgraded, he'd be one bad night away from watching from the bench. I think that's not basketball. He got away with one. That'll be the last one. Wemby is an international player. They play dirty overseas, just so you know. ESPN's Richard Jefferson said flat out he thought Wemby should have gotten a flagrant 1. 3 big voices, one night, all saying the same thing. Something crossed the line, and the league had a huge decision to make. But to understand why the shove got so much attention, we need to rewind. This wasn't Wembanyama's first physicality problem this postseason, not even close. Back in Game 4 of the Western Conference semifinals against Minnesota, Wembanyama got ejected for the first time in his career. He threw an elbow into Naz Reid's jaw early in the second quarter. It was one of the strangest scenes of the whole playoffs. Wembanyama caught Reid with an elbow to the neck after getting sandwiched in a double team. Timberwolves fans were furious. Spurs fans braced for the worst, and the worst came. After review, officials called it a flagrant 2. That meant an automatic ejection with 32 minutes still left in the game. When they told Wembanyama, he reportedly turned to teammate Harrison Barnes and asked, "What does that mean?" Think about that. The most talked about player in the league, in his 3rd season, and he didn't even know what a flagrant 2 was. Referee Zach Zarba confirmed the elbow caught Reid's jaw and neck, sending him crashing down. That ejection was the earliest an All-Star has been tossed from a playoff game since the 1997-98 season, and the Spurs paid for it right away, losing that game. Afterward, the league reviewed the play for a possible suspension, and they let him off. No suspension, no fine. Wembanyama was cleared to play Game 5. It's getting to a point that if the people that are in charge of controlling the game and protecting the physicality of the game don't do that, then at some point he's going to have to protect himself. So the coach basically put the league on notice. His guy was going to protect himself, whistle or no whistle. All season and all playoffs, Wembanyama has taken brutal defense. No calls that could have hurt him. He held it in. He didn't snap back until Game 4 against Minnesota. He's 235 pounds on an 88-inch frame. Still lean, still needs to add strength 3 years into his career. And until he bulks up, teams will keep pushing him, banging him, fouling him hard, trying to get in his head. And when Wembanyama finally does hit back, it's big. An elbow that drops a man, a shove to the neck in the finals. His reactions aren't small. They're 3 years of frustration exploding in one moment. Everybody knows playoff basketball will be physical, and nobody expects to not have bumps and bruises. If you get hit, you hit back. But here's what Fox didn't mention. The points were already there, 2 flagrant points sitting on the board, and now the league had to decide if they'd add one more. The flagrant foul point system is one of the NBA's most misunderstood rules. Fans know it exists, but not many understand how fast it can end the season, even in the finals. Here's how it works. 1 point for a flagrant 1, 2 points for a flagrant 2. In the regular season, you need 5 points before suspension. In the playoffs, it's just 3. 3 points and you're done, sitting in the locker room while your team fights without you. Wembanyama already had 2 points from the Naz Reid elbow. If the league called this shove a flagrant 1, he'd hit 3. That means any other flagrant foul and he's suspended, instantly. Think about that. One more flagrant in a rough physical final series where every screen, every box out, every rebound is a battle. One wrong move and Wembanyama misses a game. Maybe the game that decides it all. History gives us a scary example. Back in 2016, Draymond Green hit 4 flagrant points and got suspended for Game 5 of the finals. Golden State had a 3-1 lead at the time. They lost that game and then lost the series in 7. It's the most famous self-inflicted wound in finals history. One player kept pushing the line until the line pushed back. Now, Wembanyama, at just 22 years old, was staring down that same cliff. If this shove got upgraded, he'd be 1 flagrant away from an automatic suspension, and that would change how physical he could play for the rest of the finals. Instead, he stayed at 2 points heading into Game 4, and San Antonio's whole season rides on him staying on the floor. In the conference finals, the Spurs got outscored by 38 points whenever backup center Luke Kornet played instead. In this finals, the Knicks are already winning Kornet's minutes by 17 points. This isn't just about one game, it's about whether the Spurs can even compete without Wembanyama, and the numbers say a hard no. The league's own head of officiating knew it. The league office knew it too. So the next morning, the NBA did something rare. They stood in front of cameras and admitted they got it wrong. Well, most certainly, I think we can all agree that a foul was missed on that play. A big part of our job is on-ball, off-ball exchanges between referees. We did a poor job of that here, where we've got 2 people on ball and we don't see the screening action. So the league's top official was on national TV saying it straight. Yes, there was a foul. Yes, we missed it. Yes, we're looking into it. And the Knicks were watching every word. Knicks coach Mike Brown had already spoken out the night before. He wasn't just talking about the shove, he was talking about the whole second half. Brown ripped into the officiating, pointing at the huge gap in free throws between the 2 teams. I never thought I'd be in the NBA Finals and see a team get 24 free throw attempts in one half to another team's 8. But Brown's complaint went bigger than the shove, because this wasn't one bad play. It was the headline moment in a game where the Spurs played rough all night and got away with it. The league admitted Wembanyama's forearm landed on Brunson's head and neck, and that the same kind of contact hitting a shooter's landing zone is exactly why Brunson got upgraded to a flagrant earlier in the game. So the league had already punished Brunson for something that looked softer than what Wembanyama did, but the same rule wasn't used on the bigger guy. Referee McCutcheon tried to explain the league's thinking. We want to make sure, though, that when we're impacting the game as referees, that we aren't killing the game or stifling the game, but allowing enough physicality where players can really perform while not letting it go too far. And when you get a play like this that's on the demarcation line, there's going to be open debate about it. The demarcation line, a phrase so careful, so neutral, it said more than any ruling could. The NBA knew exactly what it was doing. ESPN's Shams Charania reported Tuesday that the league decided not to upgrade the shove to a flagrant. That means Wembanyama stays at 2 flagrant points heading into Game 4. No upgrade, no extra points. He walks into the next game with the same standing he had before. The league confirmed there would be no extra punishment for their superstar. Over on the Knicks side, they had to process it fast. Brunson stayed cool. He wouldn't add fuel to the fire. When reporters asked him about the shove, he kept it simple. Whatever you saw is what you saw. Cool. Short. He let the footage speak for itself. But not everyone on the Knicks was that calm. Here's what makes Game 4 so dangerous. It's not just the missed call or the no upgrade. It's everything that's been said since. Words that can't be taken back. Promises made on camera that now have to be kept or quietly dropped. Jose Alvarado sent a clear warning to Wembanyama after the uncalled shove. New York was already stinging from a 115-111 loss at home, but that first quarter moment stuck with them. Their franchise point guard thrown to the floor. Alvarado made it clear the Knicks hadn't moved on, not even close. His warning was simple. He got away with one. That'll be the last one. That wasn't a complaint, that was a promise. And now the Knicks are stuck walking a tightrope. They can't retaliate in a way that gets their own guy suspended, but they've told the whole world out loud that this won't happen again. Every single physical play from Wembanyama in Game 4 will be watched closely by the refs, by the league office, and by a Knicks team that's been told by their own backup point guard, enough is enough. Then there's Stephen Marbury. Around the league, people are split on whether this was a dirty play. Shaquille O'Neal and DeMarcus Cousins backed Wembanyama, but Marbury, a former Knick, came out hard against him. He said Wembanyama plays like an international player and that they play dirty overseas. Then Marbury went even further. So, next game, I guarantee you, after watching the tape on what they did to Jalen Brunson, you better know that whenever he gets on the basketball court, you make sure to put that knife to his neck. That's where it's at. Strong words from a guy who played 13 seasons in this league. Whether you agree with him or not, those words show you exactly how hot this fan base is right now. Mark Erie, who played overseas himself, thinks that experience is why Wembanyama plays with a rougher edge. But the Spurs aren't backing down either. De'Aaron Fox defended his teammate hard. Fox says every time Wembanyama rolls to the rim, he gets grabbed and hit. Every time he sets a screen or boxes out, he gets held. Fox says it would be crazy for Wembanyama to think he can get open without pushing back. So now both sides are locked in. The Knicks feel their franchise guy got manhandled with zero consequences. The Spurs feel their big man has been a punching bag all postseason and he's just finally standing up for himself. The refs are under a microscope from their own officiating boss, and the series heads back to Madison Square Garden for Game 4, with the Knicks still up 2-1, 2 wins away from their first title since 1973. Both teams know one whistle can flip a game. And after Game 3, the whole officiating crew is under serious pressure heading into a game that could shift the entire series. Here's the bottom line. If the Spurs lose Wembanyama, they almost certainly lose the finals. He can't afford to keep playing this recklessly. But can he stop? Because this isn't just one bad night anymore, it's a pattern. First the elbow to Naz Reid's neck, now the shove on Brunson. 2 incidents, both involving hits to the head and neck, both going basically unpunished. And now people are asking, is the league protecting its biggest young star on purpose? The NBA wants to grow worldwide, and Wemby is their ticket to do it. None of this proves the shove was planned or that Wembanyama's a dirty player. It just means he's still learning where the line is, and he's learning it on the biggest stage there is. 2 flagrant points already on the books, a championship on the line, and a city that just watched their point guard get thrown down without a single whistle. Game 4 is next. The rest are on notice. Alvarado's warning is still hanging in the air. And somewhere in all of this, Wembanyama has to figure out how to play big and physical without committing the one foul that cost him a night on the bench. His team cannot afford to lose him again.